Welcome to Advent of Tessellations 2023. I'm Madonna Yoder, and I hope you will join hundreds of origami folders around the world in folding this daily challenge to increase your origami tessellation folding skills, so the twists and repeating patterns folded all from a single sheet of paper. Day 19 of Advent of Tess is called Unleashed. It's named for the triangle side. And relative to the previous day, it's very similar. It has an open hexagon instead of closed, and closed triangle instead of open, and otherwise the rest of the choices are the same. So let's jump into it and start folding. We're going to start with an open hexagon twist. So that's mountain one spacing above the right hand corner and valley one spacing above that, all the way around. And bop from the top to squash. Use the bone folder to smooth out all of those nice, lovely pleats that are on grid lines. Now, zooming in, we're going to put closed rhombus twists around this open hexagon. And so just like we've been seeing when we have this dense spacing on the same side, I'm going to fold back the pleat for the hexagon and set up my valley one space away from the existing valley of the hexagon, my mountain one space further. And one of the things to pay attention to when you're looking at a crease pattern or at a finished piece that you're trying to reverse engineer is which of the options of through line or diagonal, which one is the pleat from the hexagon. And in this case, it's the through line. Those pleats from the hexagon are coming to the pointy corners of the rhombus. And so we're going to keep that mountain that carries all the way through. The valley will switch sides from this side to this side. And we're going to bring up a second diagonal pleat of the rhombus to set up and squash our closed rhombus twist. And flipping the pleat up, we're going to move on, flipping the next corner of the hexagon down. We'll do exactly the same thing again. And here, once again, the triangle wrap is right at the corner of our new rhombus twist. So it's right at the corner of that central diamond. And that's going to wrap around. This is exactly like we saw yesterday. And as with yesterday, you can certainly space things further out, but you're not going to get the really nice backlighting, and you're not going to be able to fit it all on this size of grid. So you would go up to a 24-fold grid if you wanted to space things further out, have a bit easier time seeing things. One other cue with that triangle wrap is that we have an extra space between those mountains. They aren't accordion like they were yesterday. And that just comes down to folding around an open hexagon instead of around a closed hexagon. And we're going to repeat until we get to the pleat where when we go to fold down the hexagon corner, that pleat is locked in place. But we can unlock it, fold it down, leave this bottom part 3D while we set up our rhombus on top, put in that triangle wrap, and squash. And if you need a refresher on the triangle wrap, go back to day 10, sawtooth. It's going to be the exact same wrap as then. So for this next and final rhombus, we're going to fold that final corner, and this fold is going to go through the existing rhombus. We're going to let our valley come down parallel to the existing valley. So drawing those in, we've got the existing valley from the hexagon to the rhombus, and now our new valley 1 grid spacing away, and it is crossing that mountain and going all the way down to the valley below, meeting at 120 degrees. So we make a 3-way intersection. And that is our wrap in place down below. And now we need our wrap above and finish getting our new rhombus in place and squash. And then we can fold the corner of our hexagon back on top. So from here, we're gonna flip over to the triangle side and take each of these triangle wraps and just flip the mountain so that the valley's on the opposite side, and squash to make closed triangle twists. One thing I will mention is that just like yesterday, there is the potential for open triangle twists here, but those are going to come exactly to the corner of the, or to the edge of the paper, and also be like tucked under the neighboring pleats. So that's going to be a particularly difficult one to squash. But if you wanted to do that variation, go right ahead. And so now we have these arrows shooting off in all directions. That is why I named this pattern Unleashed. So happy folding, and I'll see you for the next one.